Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back with Hearthstone. And it is another day in which we have nothing to do. I don't know why I guess I'm just over curating is the fact. I could take some more challenging quests, keep the challenging ones. Maybe we'll do that next time. I don't like to go into overtime. This is much more controlled situation now, even though there's no real quest to work on. So, what we're gonna do today is we're playing last episode as the druid. This Today we're gonna just play as the hunter. 5 quick games, and that'll be that. I don't know which of our decks we have not rebuilt yet. I think we've done hunter, though, so I think we probably rebuilt all but maybe 2 or 3 of them.
Rexa versus Gul'dan.
It doesn't really help that much to rebuild the deck
Let the hunt
because we
begin.
haven't gotten enough cards yet. Enough new cards. We are starting a policy of disenchanting gold cards. Just even if it's an even trade, 1 gold card for 1 regular card, we're disenchanting them just for the ease of having a nice organized
Job's done.
collection. Sadly, we can't disenchant the soulbound classic versions of the cards, which is really a problem. I would keep the gold versions and get rid of the old ones. But yeah, there's just no way to do it. This shouldn't be, but it potentially could be the very last episode that ever gets published. And I'm not even sure exactly how we would go about doing it. I mean, if I can get this video up, which hasn't been uploaded, why wouldn't I be able to upload some others? Is really a question there. But there is some possibility that you found these videos in some archive hidden somewhere, or some other site comes about years from now and I can post these videos up. But if a new site came about and I could post these videos up, then why not just start up again? So there's not a lot of logic there, but some crazy person has made a copyright strike, an actual strike on my account for a Hearthstone video, which they have no rights to, for the video of a Hearthstone video, by the way, too. Not even like trying to make an argument that the audio sounds somewhat similar to their stupid music. No, they're gonna try and claim they own the video assets made by Blizzard and by which I have written permission to use. So they're claiming Blizzard's copyright illegally. But if that somehow succeeds, when it really in no way should, this could be the last episode, and it's way too early to be the last episode. This just sucks. And I've talked about it for 3 episodes in a row because I record this all in the same
I can
day.
ease your
And
pain.
I'm having
I can
trouble.
ease your pain.
YouTube's gone crazy. You get this copyright strike, and then you click the dispute button, and at the moment the dispute button is just giving you a internal error, so you cannot dispute it. And until they fix their button, which I've done my part, I've reported it.
Job's done.
I've tried several times to dispute it. Until you can dispute it, you can't even start the process to upload any more videos. So there very easily could be a gap in which videos don't get released. I mean, I can't upload anything at the moment. I kind of plan to spend a lot of today uploading videos. I need to set out a day aside and upload videos and try and get very far ahead. But instead I'm unable to do anything. If the question is, well, how can I record this if YouTube's being contrary? Well, I'm still, I use my own OBS, Open Broadcasting System, to just record these videos into a file. So nobody can stop me from doing that. It's just the ability. Yay, I leveled up. The ability to keep all these files on just my hard drive. My hard drive of my laptop at the moment is not realistic. I could go maybe 2 or 3 months more and just fill up the hard drive completely. But then what do I do? If none of those videos have ever been posted, what do? Why am I keeping them? Who am I showing them to? How do I get any income from any of that?
Let the
Because,
hunt begin.
yeah, part of this is supposed to be a money-making scheme. Not a scam, but a scheme. Part of this is about people watching commercials, so it doesn't cost you
Job's
anything
done.
really, just a little bit of your time to sit through a commercial. And I would ask, if anybody is seeing commercials, don't skip them, don't put in ad block. I don't care if you really watch them, but just start it and then look away
Job's done.
and come back a minute or two later. And when you hear me say, "Hey everybody, it's Rydo," that's when you can start paying attention again. But yeah, try and get me as much money as possible in a fair way. Don't do things that are going to get me in trouble. Don't go try and make a botnet that's going to watch my videos a million times. As much as that might excite me, if it ends up just getting my account deleted for fraudulent activity, that doesn't help me any. And they will catch you, I'm sure. And catch and blame me for what a fan does. But yeah, you can personally sit there and watch a video and watch the commercials and then go back and watch it again if you want. I have lots of videos out though. There's no real reason for you to do that. Unless you've watched all my videos and watched every commercial in front of all my videos and then are going to go do it again. And boy, are you a super fan at that point. I might need to write you a personal letter of thank you if you did something like that.
I hunt alone.
I hunt alone.
Job's done.
But as far as the whole commercial thing, I think you need to get at least 1,000 views on every video to even get like a penny. So I have, I think, about 80 videos now, so if I got 80,000 views overall, then I'd have almost $1. I could be totally wrong about all that. It's all kind of random. But
I
yeah,
wonder.
10,000 videos get you 10 cents, and then that would be $8. That'd be at least in the right way. 100,000 views, that would be fine. That'd be $80. I think we're getting closer. 1,000,000 views, $800. Wow, at that point we've almost made a decent amount of money. I mean, because it's only been about a month or two of recording.
Reporting for duty.
Yeah, if you have friends or family who are interested in this type of stuff, show them my videos, get them interested in watching.
Job done.
I need more viewership. As this may be our last video, we'll see what happens to the old videos. At the moment, the old videos are still up. At the moment, the old videos still can, to my knowledge, be watched, and you can still get me advertisement watch revenue that way. If everybody just wants to, in solidarity, go back and watch all my videos over and over again until it's fixed.
Ready to ride.
That would be great, but
Reporting for duty. Job done.
now if they can't kill this guy, and I don't see a reason why they couldn't kill this guy, in the next turn I can bring out Zod.
Reporting for duty.
See, I need to bring something out like that. I need to bring out the taunt and just be like, fix that. But nope, I've lost.
Behold the might of Stormwind.
It really doesn't matter if we win or lose. It's just try and keep a count of how many games we played. Was that the first game or the second? I'm gonna have to call that the first game. No, it was the second. It has to be the second because we leveled up. So that was the second game.
Rexxar versus Uther.
I will fight with honor. Let the hunt begin.
Looking down at my phone instead of talking to you, that is the wrong thing to do. I am looking for an email, but I'm not getting it. I'm not gonna get it. I'm just gonna get... You know how these situations go, at least how they go for me, is that something goes wrong and nothing ever gets resolved within a few hours of that thing going wrong. It's always something goes wrong, I get anxious and upset about it, and then I end up trying to go to sleep and it taking like hours and hours and hours, even longer than it normally takes me as a somewhat insomniac, to just get things done. I mean, what am I trying to say? Yeah. So it really just ruins the day. Just ruins the entire day. Sometimes ruins an entire week. just how long it takes somebody to get back to you and try and fix things. And nobody wants to get back to you fast. Nobody wants to make things right. They've all got their own issues. There's no such thing as good service these days for anything, and I don't know if there really was much as far as good service in it ever, more than it is just a myth that people like to believe actually exists. But, yeah.
Handle it!
Job done.
At some point I want to place this trap. I'll have... Well, that sucks. I'd kind of hope to have all those creatures. Then pull out the Kel'Thuzad. Alright, so let's play this and this.
I don't have enough
End
mana.
the turn. So hopefully this guy will attack with this guy, which it makes sense. And then the trap will kill them both. Yep. It has worked. Now I don't have any card to play at the moment, so maybe just a hero power this turn.
Embrace the light.
Embrace the light. Illuminate.
Reporting for duty.
Alright. We'll play if you get
Job done.
I started really late today, so I may end up going to bed early and trying it. I am trying a new dietary supplement called melatonin tablets, which I have nothing to report as far as their usefulness. At the moment, I've only done it once last night, and I can only tell you that I had a dream I remembered that was just a regular dream for me,
Reporting for duty.
pretty much. It was one of those dreams where you're back in school, and that it never seems to stop. It doesn't matter how old you get. School is such a critically important to your development time that I often, at my old age, still have dreams that I'm back in school. Even that I'm back in school at my current age, just some weird turn of events has me going back to school, even though I already have a degree and have graduated. So
Reporting for duty.
So who knows? They're never really omens of just greatness. It's like, for me in particular, even though high school was the best of my schooling, it's not like I really loved high school. I didn't like it, didn't really want to be there, didn't really want to learn half the classes, all kinds of stuff. There was a lot more classes in high school because I finally was given the ability to pick the classes I wanted to take that I was interested in. But then there was a lot of required classes too that I wasn't too interested in. Like, we had a science class that was, I think, biology was required, and I didn't really want to take biology. I was much interested in chemistry, and they did some weird thing where the biology teacher had to recommend you to be in the chemistry class, and the biology teacher wasn't impressed by my lack of enthusiasm for her class, so I never got to take the class I really wanted to take, which is totally unfair. And that's kind of school in general, it's totally unfair. Well, so the only way they could get rid of Kel'Thuzad is if they attack him with this and this and this. With this and this. But it doesn't matter, he's won. Guess I should have played the silence on this guy. If I silenced him, he would have had less of attack. So it was that game 3? I think that was game 3. But yeah. Sometimes people ask the hypothetical question, what would you do if you could, with your current knowledge, go back in time to a younger version of yourself? And the right answer, in my opinion, is opt out. Don't do that, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you are a especially smart kid or just genius level kid. You can't really do anything. You have literally no control on your life. Literally nobody's going to listen to you or take your advice. It would just be a nightmare of being in a situation where you knew better and you could never convince anybody else to listen. So no, you don't want to go back with your knowledge to the age of like 5 or 10, 15, not really. I could see an argument being made for 16. 16 is the point where you could say to most parents, convince most parents to let you get a part-time job as you're working, as you're going to school. You could improve your high school scores, which are the ones that really matter as far as getting into college. You could go to college if you didn't go to college, or you could go to a better college if you did go to college. And so I could see us going back as far as 16. But I wouldn't want to go any earlier than that. I mean, take it to the most ridiculous extreme. What if you went back to the age of 1 and you're sitting there talking to your parents and telling them all of this stuff? They would totally freak out and still not listen to you. They would think there's something wrong with you. And their whole attitude towards you, their whole feelings towards you could be just irreparably changed. But mostly people would just not listen to you and they'd dismiss you without giving you any thought. That is pretty much true also for going back in time. If you could keep your age and go back in time, it's probably not a good idea. I mean, you could go back like at specific times, go back a week and win the lottery. Sure, that makes sense. That probably wouldn't affect too much in the timeline. It would really affect you. Who knows what happens in the future and who cares? But you could go back a little bit further and play the stock markets. Sure, that started changing the timeline a little bit if you start being as rich as Bill Gates and all of that, but not really. You could do that, but I wouldn't want to go back into the 1400s. I wouldn't want to go back 100 years. Just generally how people treated people back then would be difficult. So too bad I couldn't get Kel'Thuzad in there. Man, because if I kill a guy and then he comes back, and then I kill the guy and he comes back, we can pump up the scavenging hyena pretty good.
Handle it! Handle it!
What is the secret gonna be? Yeah, definitely wouldn't want to go too far back in time. I could see a couple decades, but you start going to the 70s, and I think that's the Vietnam War area. Yeah, 60s, 70s, 40s, 50s. You're talking potentially showing up in the past and being immediately drafted if you're a male, and not much better off even if you're a female.
My shield for
You could end up, if you don't know your history is very well, which obviously I don't, you could end up in the depression, you could end up in the terrible time. Just your way of talking and dress and all of that would be incredibly strange. You would be limiting yourself so badly. People do not realize how luxurious life is now these days, of just being able to do everything on a cell phone, and computers being super tiny. You go back even even one decade, computers are ridiculously huge and ridiculously slow. So I mean, I would have a hard time personally going back even a little bit. Let's do one more game. Even like 1 year. Even going back 1 or 2 years on a computer would be a nightmare of just having to work your way backwards. On older software, older hardware, less useful. I mean, Google Translate, which I don't know why I'm praising a Google company at the moment, but Google Translate just updated today so that you can take pictures of signs and translate them from one language to the other, which is just awesome. That's something they promised a couple years ago, and it took them this long to get it to actually work. Well, I don't think Google promised it. I think another company promised it, and they didn't ever get it to work. Or maybe they did, and I just didn't hear of it. But yeah, I wouldn't want to go back in time. Now, going forward in time, on the other hand, it's almost always a good idea. If you could stay your same age going forward in time, it would be pretty awesome. I would want to do it in increments. If you have the ability to only go like a year in the future for a little while, and then get back to your previous time, I would do it that. I would go a year in the future, see what it's like, do some research, go another year in the further, see what it's like, do some research, and just keep working my way towards the future.
I must protect the wild.
You could certainly win the lottery doing that too. Go a year in the future, figure out what the winning numbers were for your next drawing, and play like that. And then you'd go a year in the future again to make sure that you winning the lottery hasn't significantly changed anything. But yeah, I would go. How far is too far in the future to move? I don't know. I don't think there really is too far. You don't go like billions and billions of years. Don't go to the point where the sun has died and the planet is a cold, lifeless rock being sucked towards a supernova. Well, not a supernova, but a black hole. That would be a really bad thought. But sure,
Job done.
Going 100 years, going 200 years, that's fine. People will probably find you out real fast as you get there. You'll be wearing all these old clothes and talking this old version of English. But they probably historically want to interview you, get your opinions on things. Hopefully the world doesn't devolve into like a Mad Max future.
Job's done.
And if you start seeing a Mad Max future, jump back to the past and don't go that far, or skip a couple decades and see if it's still like that. The worst case scenario would be you go to the future, you get stuck there, you die, something like that. That can happen in the present too. You get stuck somewhere, you die. But you go to the future and you find out that all of the people on the planet die like a week after the day you left.
Hit it very hard.
That would be one of the
Job
most
done.
worst case scenarios, because you would then know that there is just no hope for humanity. It all ends a week from when you live, when you get back. And you probably couldn't do anything about it. You could probably like try and contact scientists, explain your ability to travel in time and all of that, and if they believe you and do anything about it, they're not gonna, in a week's time, fix whatever problem happened
Hit it
that
very
ended
hard.
all of humanity. So you would just be stuck with that knowledge and have a week to live. This is Fugan, if we can get Stalag out here.
Need you to master.
Job's done.
If we can get Fugan dead and then summon Stalag, I can play Feign Death. And if I do that, we will get a Thaddeus. Thaddeus is hard to summon.
May my
I think it'd probably be more interesting, besides going to the future or the past, would be to figure out some way to go to alternate dimensions. That would be much more insightful as to what possibly you could have done differently in your own life. Just to say, you know what? Here is a version of me that
My
was...
shield for Argon.
Alright, so...
for master.
Here's a version of me that did X, Y, and Z, and they are much more happier and they are much better off. Or you see, here's a version of me that did A, B, C, and they are way worse off and much less happy. I mean, it would be really cool if you could go to different dimensions and find out that you are literally the best version of yourself. And it would be still slightly informative if you went to a different dimensions and you found out you were the worst version of yourself. There's a TV show that just started out called The Librarians, based on a movie series called The Librarian. And they have a guy on that show that's a thief, and he is literally supposed to be the worst version of himself already. And the irony there is he's not that bad, he's just a thief. He hasn't killed anybody as far as I know, or done anything super violent. But yeah, they've said several times, yeah, I'm already the worst version of myself, you can't make me any more evil. The TV series is not being handled correctly as far as the Librarians. The first, like, real episode from the pilot had some really cheap monsters and, like, stitched together costumes. Did not look good at all. But
Into the breach!
I'm sticking with it. I'm hoping that they can iron out the problems in the show. I don't know if they really can. It's I think a TNT show, so it's not being probably funded properly.
The gates are open.
I don't think the episodes are airing in the order that they were recorded. I think they are starting with big ideas really early when they should have started with smaller ideas. I hate those boombots. That's not really fair.
Tadingo!
Gotta get this guy out.
For the Alliance!
Man, I screwed that up. Screwed that up bad. Should have hit him first with that guy. Now he's still alive. He's gonna kill my guy. He killed my guy. I think I've lost this game. I think I've lost this game. Well, let's just wrap up. If this does happen, which it shouldn't be, but and I keep saying that, this does happen to be my last episode. I gotta just say thank you for everybody that watched. Even if you watch this after all this went down, thank you for that too. That's probably more helpful than the people that have watched up to this point, who have been helpful too, but there just hasn't been a lot of them. This has been fun. If I was ever given the opportunity to do something like this outside of YouTube, I would more than likely decide to do something like that. But
Minions, servants, soldiers of the cold dark, obey the call of hell.
see, he's got 6 here. He's gonna do 6. He's gonna beat me. He's not gonna miss that. Unless he just wants to do something funky.
My thanks to you.
Yeah.
My greetings.
My greetings at the end. I refuse to give greetings at
My
the end.
thanks to you.
Will you shut up and just end the game? I guess that's a good title for this episode. Will you shut up and just end the game? But yeah, this has been fun, and maybe you'll see this somewhere else than YouTube. Hopefully all of this gets settled tomorrow. Hopefully this was just another red herring false alarm thing. Hopefully everything works out. I guess I'll keep on recording for a little while, but this will be probably the last Hearthstone episode you ever see. Because if in 3 days they still haven't fixed it, I'm really gonna have to wonder. Really gonna have to wonder. No, I'll probably do some more, just in case. But I'm gonna say this is the official last episode, unless things get fixed. Thank you for everybody that watched. Thank you for everybody that tried to support me. Thank you for just not being mean. And thank you for enjoying these games alongside me. As always, I'm going to ask that you like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of the video just in case. Might as well happen. And I want to wrap it up just like I always do and say, have a good night. But if this is the end, also have a good life. Bye.